Hello and welcome to Sports This Morning. I'm Cecilia Omogbe.
I am Taya Salam. Many thanks for joining us again. All right, we're starting on a very fantastic note on the show. That's because Nigeria's Uche Eke has become the first Nigerian to qualify for an Olympics, for Summer Olympics in gymnastics. Congratulations to Uche Eke.
Yeah, that was after he won a bronze medal at the all-round title at the Continental Championships in Egypt, artistic and trampoline gymnastics. Congratulations to him. Talk more about that on the program. Yes, also on the show, we'll be having a comprehensive preview of the UEFA Champions League final between Thomas Tuchel and Pep Guardiola. Tuchel, you know, how to lead advantage over Pep. 2 wins this season. That's an advantage going into the final of the UEFA Champions League taking place tomorrow in Porto.
Yes, it's all about Chelsea versus Manchester City in Porto for the right to be the best team in Europe. Also on the show this time around, let's go to the NBA where the Lakers have taken a 2-1 series lead after returning to the Staples Center and beating the Phoenix Suns in Game 3.
Good one.
All
right. We're not starting with the NBA this morning,
yes.
Where are we starting from?
Let's start with tennis.
Yeah, the French Open is starting this Sunday. Yes, we expected to have been 2 weeks back.
Exactly.
For now. But then, you know, COVID happens. Our players have to quarantine and a whole lot of that. And because of that, it's starting this Sunday. That's on the 30th of May.
Cecilia,
okay, we've got the draws for you.
We've got the draws, and I have to tell you, this is just incredible. It's never been done before. For the first time, we're going to have Rafael Nadal, Novak Djokovic, and Roger Federer in the same half.
No, Dominic Thiem is also there. I mean, you're just looking at it and you're wondering, how does it work?
Wow. Okay. That's incredible.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I didn't want to put Dominic because he hasn't won he hasn't won a French Open yet. So I wanted to.
What is the Prince of Clay?
He is the Prince in the same half.
In the same half.
It's ridiculous.
All right.
Anyways, there you go. Selected first round fixtures. Cecilia, for Djokovic is going to take on Tennis Sandgren. There's also Daniil Medvedev versus Bublik. There's Nadal, Prosperin, Thiem versus Anduja. Tsitsipas versus Jeremy Chardy.
That's tricky.
Yeah, that's a very tricky one. Alexander Zverev will take on a qualifier. Andrei Rublev will take on Jan-Lennard Struff. And last but not the least, Federer will take on another qualifier. So what this means is if Nadal is going to win a record extending 14th French Open title, is going to have to go through all of these guys.
And it could be, maybe it should be wary, or rather it should be praying that maybe some of those guys are already out before he meets them.
That's a possibility. It can happen.
It can happen. For the women, you have Ashley Barty and Pega, Naomi Osaka, who says she would not be granting press interviews simply because of a mental. She wants her mental health to be steady. But this is Clay. She doesn't like Clay, so she wouldn't want to talk much when she loses. Yeah, that's what I think.
All right, then.
Ilan Kenin and Ostapenko is also there. Svitolina and Babel, Andrescu and Sidask, Williams, talking about Serena Williams and Pegu. I mean, that's a bit tricky. I think they've met before, Irina, Camila, Pegu. You have Swiatek and Juvan and Pliskova and Vekic. It also the players that will be playing. Muguruza and Kotsuki, and of course you have Azarenka and Kuznetsova. That's wrap it up for the women. That's the first round fixtures of the French Open. Yeah, not really. Okay, Carlos Suarez Navarro, plenty of support. She's going to be taking on Sloane Stephens also.
She's back
after
recovering from cancer. That's a fantastic story. And of course, we're not expecting Carla to go on and win this competition. But the fact that she's back in court and going to play a major after suffering such a terrible disease, it's a major triumph already. Quick one on Serena before we go and leave tennis. Serena is going to win number 24. She's going to have to go through Angelique Kerber, Petra Kvitova, Sabalenka, Osaka, or Andrea Sukon.
Okay.
What's up?
I don't know how this French Open draw was done this year, but then you're having the top stars, the favorites, usually when you're going into any major Grand Slam at all, the favorites all in one draw. But Naomi Osaka, when it comes to clay, it's not really a favorite surface. She doesn't even like playing on clay. But when you have someone who's ready to actually, shave out a 20,000 euros or dollars every time you miss a person.
Fine, right?
For a fine.
Okay. That was a very strange
decision. But she says she wants her mental health to be intact because, I mean, you wouldn't want to face the press after losing. Usually, like, it takes a whole lot on her.
It is. I agree. But should have just faced up to it.
All right. That's why you're a star. I mean, face of tennis and you don't want to face the press.
Are you cheating me because you lost?
It's going to be hard.
Nah, it's not good enough.
Let's talk the NBA.
Yes.
All right. Games from last night before we focus on our star match. Of course, you know that. It's the Lakers taking a 2-1 lead over the Phoenix Suns. But then games from last night, Milwaukee Bucks on the verge of, sweeping the Miami Heat.
Yes.
They were swept semifinals by Miami Heat, like 4-1, right? Not really swept. 4-1. They won just a game in semifinals in the East. But now they're on the verge of sweeping the champions from the East last season.
113-84. Very, very impressive victory. Convincing. Chris Middleton, 22 points. Drew Holiday, 19 and 12 assists. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 17 points and 17 rebounds for the Milwaukee Bucks as they take a 3-0 series lead in the first round of the Eastern Conference match up. They can finish the sweep and move into the semifinals with a win on Saturday.
As early as Saturday.
All right, let's go to the Suns and the Lakers. 109 to 95. The Lakers are returning home after a very long time with a victory. We'll come back to that game shortly. The Nuggets and the Trail Blazers. What a game this was, Cecilia.
MVP.
MVP, of course. Nikola Jokic dominated as usual, as expected of this guy. 36 points and 11 rebounds for the Nuggets in their 120-115 victory over the Portland Trail Blazers.
Damian Lillard scoring 37 points and Yusuf Nurkic also having 13 points, 13 rebounds. Double were not just enough for the Trail Blazers. Austin Rivers was on fire also for the Nuggets, scoring 16 of his 21 points in the fourth quarter to help them to that victory. Now I'll talk about the game of the night, the Suns and the Lakers. The Lakers are taking a 2-1 lead over the Phoenix Suns. Now this game was a bit feisty towards the end of it because Devin Booker was so upset. He had to push, he shoved it. Push or shove, whatever, the flagrant foul he had to suffer. He was ejected after that because he pushed Dennis Schroeder off the court like he was a bad one.
That was a flagrant foul, definitely.
So he was evicted. That's just some seconds for the end of the game. And of course, you have Jack Crowder also. I don't know what he was talking about. He was also asked to leave the court after 2 technical fouls. So he had to leave. But then there you have a Chris Paul. It wasn't his day at all. Played 27 minutes, 6 points, or how many points?
It's not being his series at all. It's clearly struggling with his shoulder, and it might just be a determining factor in the Suns, not making it past the first round against the Lakers. But Anthony Davis, for the second straight game, another stellar performance from AD. 34 points and 11 rebounds on the night. LeBron James, of course, 21 points and 9 assists as the Lakers celebrated its first home playoff game in more than 8 years with a 109-95 victory over Phoenix. Mentioned Dennis Schroeder earlier, 20 points on the night. And the Lakers showing what the champions are made of. That's what they're made of. Very disappointing first loss, but they've bounced back very nicely, and they're looking command now. Like I said, they've got the momentum on their side, and we'll see what they do on Sunday in Los Angeles. Exactly.
Well, let's listen to LeBron James and AD talking about that game, and also how it is returning to Staples Center for the first time since 2013.
It's always special to play in front of the Laker faithful. We hope our numbers continue to rise as the series goes on. We can get more and more fans in the building, but it's a beautiful thing. It hasn't been a playoff game for the Lakers in Staples Center since 2013, so it's a special night, and we just try to reward our fans with their loyalty that they have for us, and just try to play the game the right way. Yeah, just making adjustments. I was reading the game. I wasn't reading the game like I would like to in the first half, so came back into the locker room. Made some mental adjustments, for me individually that I felt like would work for our team, and we was able to, to spark a run in the third.
Yeah, he set the tone in the third quarter. He's feeling good. He told me he still got another gear. He said he still have another gear. So, we're finding our groove. We're finding our groove at the right time. But he set that tone for us, and guys followed his lead and started attacking, making shots. West came in huge. defensively and offensively for us, especially when Kenny went down. So AC, so guys stayed ready, but he came out with it on his mind to attack the basket and kind of get some separation in that third quarter, and guys kind of followed suit and was able to extend that lead. We still got to do a better job of finishing games and closing out games, but it was a good win for us.
Okay, that's coming from AD there. They still have one more. When they one more home game.
Yeah.
So after that, they will happen next.
They've got to protect home court advantage,
right?
And go back to Phoenix. Because Phoenix will come out firing.
7 points from Chris Paul. Yeah. Devin Booker 19. Those guys will be upset.
They will. Anyways, the Lakers in full command of that series. Like we said at the start of the playoffs, the Lakers they might be 7th seed, but they're not the normal 7th seed.
Of course, they're not playing like the 7th seed.
You know what happened? They're the defending champions for a reason, and they've got LeBron James, and AD was one of the best big men. For the Bucks, though, the Bucks look in command as well too, and they might just end up sweeping the Miami Heat. Giannis Antetokounmpo is not. How do I put it now? He's not getting carried away. He's still staying very focused on getting the job done against the Miami. Let's take a listen to Giannis Antetokounmpo.
We're gonna stay focused. The job's not done here. We got one more to go. Obviously, in the game 4, Miami's gonna come out even tougher. They're gonna play better. They're gonna find a way, to break our defense. Try to get a lot of open shots, a lot of easy looks. So we gotta be ready for that. And as a team, obviously, we're gonna follow the protocol. We have tomorrow practice. Go back to the hotel. Rest our bodies. Recover, and then we have shoot around, and then after shoot around, we're going to be ready for the game. But at the end of the day, our focus is on game 4 and how we can be better and how can we keep the same mindset and stay locked in.
17 points and 17 rebounds for the Greek Freak. Like we said earlier, they can advance into the semifinals in the East with another win on Saturday afternoon.
They're playing in Miami, remember?
Doesn't matter. They played in Miami overnight, and they absolutely destroyed. Miami just look like they've run out of gas. They don't look like they have anything left. But we'll see what happens if they can prevent that sweep on Saturday. Let's go to the Basketball Africa League, where we have a semi-finalist now. That's the Final 4. It's now complete. But before then, let's take a look at the results of the remaining quarterfinal matchups that were decided yesterday. US Monastir expectedly 86-62 over AS Douanes of Senegal, and Patriots, the home side, 73-71 over Ferroviario. Very, very close game.
And that victory did not happen until the last seconds of the game. Gassama made one of his free throws, sending them. The crowd was, it was something else. It was ridiculous. It was remarkable.
It's always good to see the hosts that are still in the competition, going deep into the competition.
Give it to Kenneth Gassama and Mugabe. These two guys just ensure that they are in the semi-finals.
All right, so like I said, semi-final lineup is now complete. First up is going to be Petro Luanda taking on Zamalek. This is so hard to call, but I want to just tilt towards Zamalek in that one. US Monastir will take on Patriots. Again. Right. So perhaps that group was just too tough for the...
Of course, it was group. No one we saw the group were like, okay, can we get out of it? It was always going to be a tough group. And so let's see, the hosts are in the semi-finals, so the fun will continue for the host country.
I think it's going to be
the Basketball Africa League.
I think it's going to be USM again. Anyways, USM again.
Okay, stay with basketball, but then let's talk about the Tigers preparing for the Olympics. And tonight they will be taking on Puerto Rico in preparations for the Olympic Games. The Tigers and the Tigers are at the Olympics for the very first time. So if football is not there, so all of us are rooting for the basketball teams. It doesn't get easy for them because of the group they're in. But these preparations will definitely, be a big one for the Tigers preparing. Action start this weekend, starting today. A team that is ranked 23 in the world, Puerto Rico. So they also have Serbia, different sensors. Serbia ranked 8th in the world also. They will also be taking on Serbia before they play Belgium on Sunday. Belgium is ranked world number 6. So they're having games today, Saturday, and on Sunday. There are 3 games against this country, talking about Serbia, Belgium, Puerto Rico. They're in group, we know the group already. Japan, France, And of course, the world champion, USA. Well, with these teams, I think this is just be a good one for most of the girls, and even those girls that couldn't make it to their first camp they had in Atlanta in February. Yeah. Talking about Ife Ibekwe and Victoria Macaulay, both are also teaming up with the team. So they have 13 players right now in camp, and we know how many are going to go 11. So it's just 2 they're dropping. So for these girls, well, good luck to all of them preparing and playing games to get fit and be ready for these big teams, Japan, France, and USA, the Olympics.
Yes, this is good. It's good to see that the NBBF they're not leaving any stone unturned in terms of preparations. It's well documented how these girls have been getting ready ever since they secured qualification for the Olympics. Hopefully, no injuries are picked up during these games, and so we can go to Tokyo with a fully fit roster. Let's get on with the show now. Still talking about the Olympics, and let's talk about the history maker, Uche Eke, the first gymnast to qualify for an Olympic Games for Nigeria. Of course, Cecilia has an incredible performance. I mean, because I knew about when this guy was going for this qualification games, and I was hoping that he manages to do it. And that's exactly what he's just done, because he won a bronze medal.
Yeah.
That was just enough to qualify.
I think that's a good one, you know, when you have athletes like this, you know, trying as much as possible in the field where you don't even look at Nigerians. I mean, I wouldn't say blacks now, because Simone Biles, I've told everyone that, look, she could do it. I mean, she's just making waves and setting history. But for Uche Eke, a big one for him, because after 5 attempts, he finished behind Egyptian's duo of Omar Mohammed and Zlad Carter, who took silver in the all-round. But he finished 3rd, and of course, he was able to secure that second spot qualification, because you have 1 slot per country. So the Egyptians, 1st and 2nd, there's no way they could go. Just one athlete
per country.
Yeah, 1 athlete will have to go per country, so that's why he had to pick the 2nd spot. He's based in US, and he's 23, so it's a good one. In 2019, he was at the African Games, and of course, he won gold right there. But here now, he won a bronze medal, and he will be representing Nigeria at the gymnastics event in the Olympics.
Awesome.
Artistic and trampoline gymnastics.
We're hoping to get Uche into the studio.
Yeah, to tell us the experience.
At the stage, possibly next week, so you can stick to us. Look forward to meeting the history maker. All right, let's come back home now and talk about football development.
Let's talk about it. China's international.
Unfortunately,
it's not happening.
It's not happening.
But the kids at home who couldn't make it down, they've got some encouraging words from Lagos FA, who partners China's television every year to ensure that we have the competition. This season we don't have it. You know the reason, COVID happens. But these words coming from Lagos FA encouraging the kids to keep on. And of course, next year, hopefully, we can have another China's International Kids Cup.
Jersey number 7. What I really need to tell the children and to channels is that we shouldn't give up. We should keep going. The virus will be with us forever. What you have done for football will go down in history as something we will never forget. So we don't want this virus to discourage you at all. Let's continue to do what we need to do, and we at the Lagos State Football Association and at the NFF are still there to support you in everything you're doing.
One of the disadvantages, serious advantages of COVID is that we have missed a group. There are some people we will never see again because age will have taken them off, you know, and they cannot come back again. Some have left school, don't have opportunity of participating in the China's Kids Cup. But it's unfortunate COVID has come. I would believe it will end very soon, and we're hoping that we'll be able to have the next edition, which is the 2022 edition. Hopefully, we'll discover new talents. Oh, definitely to be bigger. We'll learn so many things. We'll have time, you know, to think over a lot of things while not working. And so, one thing we've been able to do before is to ensure that it's the people of those ages that are playing that we have been able to settle. So, going forward, we need to go into more private schools and encourage more public schools to be part of what we're doing so that we can get more talents.
Welcome back. Okay, time to talk about women's football before we go to NPFL games and what happened just yesterday, 2 games, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but before we do that, yes, you guys can join us on the program. The UEFA Champions League final is on Saturday, 8 p.m. Nigerian time in Porto. Chelsea and Manchester United will be playing each other, of course, Pep Guardiola and Thomas Tuchel. Pep Guardiola is taking City to the final for the first time, and for Tuchel, he was with PSG last season. He was in the final. He couldn't win it for them because Bayern, had something to say about that. But this time is with Chelsea. Can he do that tonight? Talk to us on our Twitter handle. What do you think? What will happen? Not tonight, tomorrow night, Saturday night. What will happen between Chelsea and Manchester City? Will Chelsea have a double, right? It will be a trilogy, a triple over Manchester City.
Exactly.
Or maybe will Pep find a way to, close in Chelsea and be able to win his first Champions League title for Manchester City. Yes, he's been to finals several times. He's won it several times, but he hasn't won it with City. City are in the finals for the very first time. Talk to us about that.
It's his first final in a very, very long time.
Since 20.
And all those questions, yes, last time it was with Barcelona.
Yeah.
And all those questions about can he do it without Messi? That will be answered on Saturday in Porto. You can talk to us about the history man, Uche Eke as well, to becoming the first Nigerian gymnast to qualify for the Olympics. He sent you messages of congratulations to him on the show. The Nigerian Professional Football League will also get us talking as well. Preview of the games of this weekend, as well as the review of the 2 games that were played yesterday.
All right, before that, let's talk about women's football in Lagos. 24 teams will be battling for honor at the maiden edition of the Eco Football Queens Tourney to be in Lagos starting June 3rd. And you have 24 teams, and some of the teams, you have the Victory Queens, Unification Team, Heroes, Lakeside Queens, SGH Queens, Phoenix Queens, and BFA English and Oracle Angels. That's the name that got me.
Oracle combination. Oracle Angels. Oracle Angels.
Now that's the press that was held in Lagos yesterday at the Teslim Balogun Stadium, where the Lagos FA talking about Shea Kiwumi was talking about how they've done so much for the men's football, but they want to take it a step further to have a tourney for the women.
They just have to, Cecilia, 24 teams, like I said, that's the trophy that these teams will be competing for. Was presented by one of the board members of the Lagos State FA, Prince Ifalade Oyekon. And Cecilia, it is fantastic. It's supposed to start on Wednesday, June the 2nd. So it's just around the corner. This ladies can look forward to, getting straight on the pitch and competing.
Yeah, let's listen to Shea Kiwumi talking more about this, and all the teams that want to participate. They have opportunity to take part and grow their games.
We decided that we will take the bull by the horn and ensure that women's football comes to the fore. I assure you that this is just the beginning. We're going to have this competition, I believe it's 24 teams, and we're going to encourage women's football a great deal in Lagos. But this is not the end. We're going to go from step to step. Hopefully, in a short while, we'll have a Go Football Women's League. So we want to wake people up. There have been people here who have been getting young girls into camps for the purpose of playing these leagues who are not authorized to do so. These same people have been threatening young girls and young coaches to not play in our competition, otherwise they'll be blacklisted. It seems very funny to me that the tail thinks they can wag the dog. So we will not allow it to continue.
Yeah.
So for those of you that are organizing tournament that is not sanctioned by Lagos FA, just be careful. All right, let's leave it at that.
Yes.
24 teams, we can't wait for it to start June 2nd. That's when it starts next week, Wednesday. Okay, NPFL gets us talking. Our games decided yesterday. Aqua United couldn't win, and so they are not back at the top of the table. They remained second. It was a goalless game against Abia Warriors, and for Rangers and Jigawa Golden Stars, it was 3-0. They needed that so much. Ibrahim Olawi got 2 assists and also got the last goal for them to ensure that Rangers moved up on the table.
Yeah, they're on the table now, 6th on the table for Rangers. So fantastic victory for the Flying Antelopes. Let's talk about match day 24 quickly. Let's just present the games that will be played over the weekend for you. And it's Nassau United taking on Adamawa United Plateau versus Kano Pillars as a big mouth-watering encounter. Enyimba Heartland FC Rivers versus Victorious. Akwa United versus Kwara United. That's a tricky affair for Akwa United. Jigawa Golden Stars, Abia Warriors, Ifeanyi Bar versus Rangers International. There's also fixtures between Lobby Stars and Sunshine Stars, as well as Katsina United and Warrior Wolves.
Yeah, Sunshine Stars. Remember their coach Gbenga Agumbote, he has resigned. He has resigned from the position. Second coming, not so good at all. First team was perfect, but second coming, not good. Katsina and Warrior Wolves will conclude the games for Nigerian Professional Football League on Sunday. All right, time to talk about the UEFA Champions League. And 2 ladies will be joining us this morning. Yes, we have one who happens to be Manchester United. Okay, come on. All right. Okay, a Chelsea fan, right?
Don't do that.
We won't do that. Okay, let's mention the names right now, Taya. We have Anita Abayami. She's a football analyst joining us from London. Also, Ada Peters will also be joining us from London. Both ladies joining us this morning to have a comprehensive preview of the UEFA Champions League. Anita, good morning. Ada, good morning. It's good to have you girls joining us this morning.
Morning.
Anita, great to have you. Okay, let's start off with it, right? Just straight into it. Anita, I know you're a Chelsea fan. Yes, I have to let that out. I mean, I just couldn't. I'm sorry, I couldn't hold that. Now, Chelsea, Manchester City. Yes, Chelsea got the edge because of the 2 wins in the FA Cup, and also you have them in the league against Pep Guardiola this season. What are you going to be looking out for on Saturday?
Well, I'm going to hope that we win. It's going to be so difficult for us to win that match. I think Manchester City, they're the best team probably in the world at the moment. So for us to go up against them, for us to even get to the final, it's more than enough for me. But on Saturday, I'm going to be looking out for Tuchel to make the right decisions, because I don't want him to go out and now start playing the wrong players that I don't want to see on the pitch. I don't want to see Hakim Ziyech to be playing. I don't need him to start on Saturday. I would like to just see the regular goal scorers, even though we don't have many. Maybe Havertz, Werner, and definitely Mason Mount going up front. But yeah, I just don't want Tuchel to overthink it. Hopefully Pep overthinks it. Like we said, he needs Messi to win the Champions League. So I'm hoping for a miracle.
Oh dear. Interesting, Cecilia. Miracle. I don't think it's that serious. I actually think Chelsea have got a good chance in that particular game. Just to let you know, for record purposes, it's going to be at the Estadio do Dragão in Porto. Initially, it was supposed to be played in Turkey, but that game was moved to Porto because of COVID, and the fans of the 2 English sides are not being able to go to that part of the world. So there's a confirmation for you, the final fixture for the Champions League, UEFA Champions League. Ada Peters is also with us, and Ada, of course, you're not a Chelsea fan, so I expect you to be a bit more less sentimental, if you can put it that way. What do you see happening on Saturday, considering the fact that Chelsea come into this game with 2 wins in a row against the same opponents? But like Anita said, City seems to be probably the best side in the world right now.
Yes, it will be a meeting of familiar foes. Man City and Chelsea know each other very well, and I think they will have a lot of pressure because as it relates to their fans, whatever happens this Saturday will live very long in the minds of their fans. And when they meet again, whoever wins will always try to mock the fans of their other team. I feel that with respect to head-to-head, Tuchel has a really good record against Pep. He still hasn't been beaten by Pep. And I just feel that, just like Anita said, if he's not too much of a perfectionist and just thinks it through normally, Chelsea have a chance. But my hunch is telling me that Manchester City is going to lift their first ever Champions League trophy on Saturday.
Okay, your heart, right?
Hunch.
What about your hunch, your heart? What about your head? What is your head telling you?
I just have that feeling, that Pep, won it twice, beat United in both finals. He won it while he was at Barcelona. I just don't see. He's done 15 finals in his career, won 14 of them. I just feel he wouldn't drop this one. For some reason, I think this is something he as a personal milestone, he seeks to win it. Chiku was in it last year. He's in it this year. Hopefully he'll try to get the better of the opportunity. But I just see Pep, winning this on Saturday.
He's only great for Man City.
Yeah,
all right, let's take a listen to Thomas Tuchel, talking about how this is going to pan out. Me just wary of Manchester City. Yes, it's agreed that they've had the advantage over them because of that 2-0 victory.
I don't know if it's an advantage, but we are aware of it, that we closed the gap to Man City for 2 games, and we did it in a very short period of time, and it's not so long ago. And we know that in a final anything can happen, especially in a final, and everything can happen in all directions. Luck is a huge part. The mental approach to it. Who can handle the pressure and the little details. Who can release the pressure better. Who has like the first positive moments maybe in a match, and then to adapt constantly on what happens is very, very important. But I think that it helped us. It had helped us a lot to bond, to grow, and to arrive with a lot of self-confidence. Like I said, Man City is the benchmark. Again, they are the champions. They are the benchmark in Europe and in this league.
Yes,
City are the
benchmark.
They're the champions.
That's Thomas Tuchel admitting that right there. City are the side to beat indeed. Let's take a look at the route to the final of the UEFA Champions League, starting with Chelsea. Very interesting record, 11 wins, 1 draw, no assists, 25 goals for against. In the semi-finals, of course, was against Paris, 4-1 on aggregate, against Dortmund, 4-2. That's for Chelsea, rather, against Real Madrid. That was in the semi-finals, 3-1 against Porto, 2-1 in the quarterfinals, and against Atletico Madrid, 3-0. That's in the round of 16, the one Group E, of course. Let's take a look at Man City. Cecilia?
Yeah, you have the record, 11 wins, 1 draw, no losses at all. And of course, semi-finals, against PSG.
Paris,
4-1 against Borussia Dortmund, 4-2. And of course, Mönchengladbach, 4-0. Of course, your Group C winners. So the winners of each of the group are in the finals.
So I want to ask Anita quickly on Chelsea. You mentioned goal scoring earlier. Come on, it's been a problem.
She doesn't want Timo Werner.
Too many. Timo Werner might have to start this game. Goal scoring has been a problem this season for Chelsea. Werner was supposed to come in and deliver the goods for the Blues, but he struggled in front of goal. It's well documented. So I don't know if you're expecting the coach, Thomas Tuchel, to perhaps bring a surprise today and tomorrow in terms of who leads the attack. Perhaps he could bring in Tammy Abraham from the cold, or that's never going to happen.
Honestly, that's never going to happen. Timo Werner is definitely going to start. I don't think he's probably going to lead the attack as per se. I think probably Kai Havertz will probably be the one to lead the attack. I'm hoping anyway, because anything can happen. But I'm hoping it will be Kai Havertz to lead the attack, and maybe Timo just more off the left a little bit. Even though a lot of people don't want to see Timo Werner start, he will be very crucial to this Chelsea side, especially against Manchester City, because if there's anyone who can make the runs behind Manchester City's defence, it's Timo Werner. He's the quickest forward we have, And if we do get in behind Manchester City's defence, assuming he's not always offside, let's see. Maybe he might be able to put it in the back of the net. I don't know, but he definitely needs to start. But hopefully Kai Havertz starts as that false nine position.
Okay, so of course, Tammy, it is a long shot. What about Giroud? Giroud is the top scorer. Why not? Why is he not getting a look in?
We need fast players. Giroud is too slow. He may be a goal scorer, and maybe for, I don't know, the 90th minute, or when we have if it goes to extra time, I don't know. But Giroud can only play a certain number of minutes in order for us to actually pose a threat to Manchester City's defence. Giroud cannot start this game and make an impact purely because City's defence of Diaz and Stones, they're way too quick. That's how they caught out Mbappe, because they were able to track his runs against PSG. Giroud, he's too slow for it. Timo Werner, Mason Mount, and Kai Havertz, they're quick, and it'll be difficult to track all three of them as opposed to one person. So he cannot start, please.
Interesting, Ada. We know, of course, you'll be more neutral in this one. She doesn't want Olivier Giroud to start. Do you think he will even play a role at all? Because she's thinking that he might just come maybe towards the end of the game. And for Timo Werner, she mentioned already how it's easy to actually keep him offside, and that's the reason he can't really get a goal. Most of the goals ruled out. Will Manchester City want to take advantage of that when he starts? I mean, just keep him offside most of the times, and he doesn't get to maybe get the goal for Chelsea?
I think Manchester City will more be thinking of starving him of service and ensure that it cuts the flow and the passes that go, from the midfield. So it will be a battle of the midfield. And in terms of their starting lineup, I feel that they should go for pace. Going for a player like Pulisic should be definitely in that starting 11, in my opinion. Somebody that has that guile, that trickery, someone that can, do some feint movements to sort of deceive the defense. Because if you look at the game where Ruben Dias was sent off against Brighton, he has weaknesses. He's a little bit inexperienced sometimes, and he could get a yellow and become quite cautious. So unless the defense in Man City, if they have yellow cards, then they will have to be more cautious. Then that's when you bring in a player like Giroud, because he has the experience, he has the aerial, he can win the headers as well with his height. But otherwise, I feel Edouard Mendy will have a big role to play in this game. If he can come up with a string of saves and keep Chelsea in it, then Chelsea definitely have a chance.
Interesting that you're saying Chelsea will be under the cosh from City, so they'll be needing Mendy to keep them in the game. Hopefully, he is fit enough to play this particular match. Otherwise, Kepa would have to start in goal. Man City are favourites to win this game, according to the bookmakers and the pundits. But Pep Guardiola is still very wary of the threat posed by Chelsea.
Chelsea create problems, all the teams. We have to do how many problems we create them. Difficult to stop them for the quality they have, for the setup. The team is wide in the sides and depth, and they are so close. The distances, the players in between, they are so closer. And they play really good in the pockets. They make incredible good in behinds. So create problems all the teams, not just us. So what do you have to do to create them? I said like before your call, congratulations, the 2 games they beat us. So it's another competition, the final, and we will see what happens.
Fernando Rocha Alfonso. ¡Vendaval!
Welcome back. Okay, let's take a look at the form guide of both teams. What they've done, both teams, what they've done before they got to the final. Talking about from the league. And also, we know Chelsea, they lost their last game.
Yeah.
They were expected to win against Aston Villa.
Yes.
Of course, they lost that.
Terrible.
And somehow, Leicester couldn't, and that's how they got into top 4. If you can see that,
So-
and then, okay, this is what you have in the last
Six
six
games.
games. You have the win, the losses, and of course, the win.
Yeah.
And the last one was against, Aston Villa, as I mentioned earlier.
Yeah,
And let's go to
three losses and 3 wins.
and 3 wins. And then you
Fantastic.
go to Manchester City, which is great. You have 4 wins and 2 losses. And it's not back to back. And of course, the last one, that thrashing of Everton, Sergio Aguero played a good role. 2 goals he scored.
So it's safe to say, okay, we're back
Yeah.
to our
So we're
ladies
back
in
to
the
them.
house.
right.
City, Cecilia look like they're coming into this game with more confidence. 5-0 over Everton. Chelsea, on the other hand, with a bit of doubt because they lost to Aston Villa. So let's put you guys on the spot and get your predictions for the game. I need to go first.
I was hoping you would have asked me to go first.
Yeah, I got you.
It's difficult for me to predict the game, but I will never ever go against my team. So I always go safe and say Chelsea will win 2-1. I think Adam was definitely right. It's going to be a battle of the midfield, and it depends if Pep wants to play Gundogan in the midfield or if he starts possibly Fernandinho. I think he has better chances starting Fernandinho because that will stop Kante and it will stop Jorginho and maybe even Kovacic if Kovacic does start as well. So yeah, it's going to be difficult to get service to our boys. However, I'm really confident that with the runs that we make and how we undid City in the last 2 matches that we played them, our runs are going to be what's going to win us the game if we do win. So I'm going to go with 2-1 Chelsea.
Okay.
For me, I would go with 2-1 Man City. I think a goal will come from either Riyad Mahrez, or Gundogan. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you, ladies, for joining us this morning to have a preview of the UEFA Champions League coming up on Saturday. Thank you. Best luck to whatever team you're supporting, right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Oh wow.
Okay, we've got
identical score lines.
And let's go 2-1, right? 2-1.
Yeah.
Ben Alaya is in the studio. Ben, it's been like
Happy New Year, Ben.
I would like one year.
That's what I'm saying. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to Ben. It's great to have you on the show again.
3 months, not 1 year.
3 months.
As you see.
Okay.
I mean, I'm talking about you being in the studio.
Yeah.
It's you that has done been inviting me.
Anyways, let's take up after the show.
Yeah, after the
conversation. Tomorrow, big match. Chelsea, Man City. Man City. How do you see it playing out?
I think it will play out very well. It's a classic. It simply shows, for me, I'd like to start from that point, it simply shows that the English Premier League is the biggest and best league in the world. If 2 teams are in the final, and from my little perspective, I'd like London.
Okay.
Like London.
I'd like London. And
what does that mean?
I'd like London.
He loves London. He's supporting the neighbor. It's easy.
I don't hate Man City.
Okay.
But Manchester is on this side.
You don't get it. London, I mean, he supports Arsenal.
I just want to...
Chelsea is from London. He's supporting the neighbor. Like, just that you have Manchester United.
You understand me, Pika. I think I love London, and I think I wish Chelsea should win.
So the blue side
by 1-0. It's not going to be a big scoring match.
Yeah.
You are going to watch the match and you are sitting on the edge. This is my opinion.
Okay,
that's my opinion.
Okay, Ben. So I wanted you to say this with your chest, and
I'm starting with the chest, and I'll be back here to also.
Because I'm surprised because you're not one of those Arsenal fans. I don't want any
I'm an Arsenal fan.
Arsenal fans don't want Chelsea to succeed. So I'm surprised
I want Chelsea to succeed.
That's
I've seen some United fans actually supporting Manchester City.
That is very strange. That's very strange as well. That's very strange. The rivalry is so strong. You don't want those guys to come back to the city and put their success in your face.
Right in your face.
So I want Chelsea to win.
Okay.
London.
Fair enough.
London.
All right. Let's read some tweets before we look at the papers. HK says Chelsea overachieved by reaching the UEFA Champions League final this season, in my opinion. So I will take whatever we get on Saturday. However, a win is always good for the heart. Chelsea all the way. He's a Chelsea fan, but he's not really carried away there in the final. Osaria says Champions League final is going to be a very difficult match for both sides. Any team can take their chances. Any team that take their chances will win the match, but my heart goes out for Chelsea. Okay, Richard says, congratulations to AK for qualifying to represent Nigeria in gymnastics at Tokyo Olympic Games. Wishing him greater heart. Pep will win against Chelsea without Messi, only if he sticks to Kevin De Bruyne, Phil Foden, and Mahrez up front.
Wow. Okay, interesting. That's a coach in the house, right?
Yeah, as a coach in the house.
Maxwell, Chinda, I give it to Chelsea and Thomas Tuchel. Though they're not the favorites to win based on the
thinking alike.
Yeah, thinking alike, exactly. Chelsea seems to know how to play Manchester City. Ola Abdul Fattah. For me, Pep Guardiola will win the Champions League, and his victory will come from Chelsea's complacency. Chelsea be complacent?
So you never can tell. Timo Werner might just be off. Okay, Zeleny says Chelsea all the way. I believe the earlier win over Man City will serve as moral booster for Chelsea to win tomorrow's game, but it's going to be a tough game. Okay, Abel says, despite the lack of care by government at all levels in Nigerian sports, our Nigerian youth in sport is still trying their best to keep their heads high in the world of sports. Talking about AK qualifying for the Champions League. Qualifying for gymnastics at Tokyo Games. Papers now. I'll start with the complete sport here. Chukwueze is still over the moon. Yes, he's celebrating. He didn't have Nigerian flag all around him. Some people are actually asking me why he's not having Nigerian flag around him, but he didn't have that.
What's that? We know he's Nigerian. He's a Super Eagles player.
So,
anyways,
it's still all over the moon. Yes, it's good for him to be a Champions League winner.
I think he's a fantastic player.
Yeah.
One of them now being considered for the Player of the Year, and I think with him and
who's that? Iheanacho?
No,
Nigerian Player of the Year. Onuachu, okay.
Onuachu.
I think Onuachu dwarf everyone. I don't see any other. Yeah, I think it's going to be a battle between him and Kelechi Iheanacho. Chukwueze won't come close. No. That's what I think.
No, it's true.
That's your thinking. But me, I think it is.
Chukwueze will compete in that.
Yeah.
Chukwueze, okay. They're giving you hope. Maybe. Eagles still rank.
I'm not giving him hope. I'm giving him hope
because I know that. We'll get close.
Is our next paper for review. Chukwueze, only God can do this. Of course, still thanking God for the Europa League triumph. Juve agree with Allegri. There's Chelsea to step up Lukaku interest. Liverpool closing in on Konate. Eagles move to 32nd in the world, now third in Africa. That's the FIFA rankings. Juve set to sack Pirlo. So many interesting stories here. Ben, quickly, which one do you want to talk about? Just one piece for you.
I'd like to talk about Chukwueze again.
Come on.
You know,
we already talked about Chukwueze. Why would you want to talk about him again?
Every time. Because I think that we should always talk. If you, which African player has won a continental trophy this year? Well, Villarreal just won it.
Yeah, it's major.
Of course. Also, which African player? Asisa Koshola won the Champions League.
Yes, with Barcelona.
With Barcelona.
Female, women. I know you will always go there.
Yeah, I mean, you said which African player, so I'm answering your question. Asisa Koshola.
No, I didn't say.
Won the Champions League. You said which African player?
I didn't go general. I went specific.
No, you said which African player? So it was general. So I'm answering you that there's someone who has won it already.
Your feminism, you take it too far.
That's even bigger. The Champions League is bigger than Europa League, you know. The last one is a Sporting Sun. You still have the Eagles ranking here, and Abramovich to break bank for Lukaku. Lukaku coming to Chelsea again? Well, I don't see that happening. Sancho close to Man United switch, and of course you have Onuachu is happy at Genk. So is it that he's not leaving?
He's leaving.
Okay. Anyways,
I think he's leaving.
Who's that?
Andy Ruiz Dream AG Trilogy. Okay.
Paul Ebere Onwachu is leaving.
And Ruiz wants to face AJ again.
I'll come and defend it next week.
Okay. All right. Ben, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Always a delight
to be here. Yeah. Don't be a stranger. Okay?
No, this is my home.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Cecilia Mongbe. Have a fantastic weekend.
I am Tahir Salam. Enjoy the rest of your day.